Hi guys, welcome back to another review video. So I'm doing a new series called, well, not review series, but so the last review series or whatever you want to call it is still a thing, but not really continuing really. But this series is called My Thoughts On, and the previous review series is called My Reaction. So I'm just saying, I'm making it easy for other viewers to think this is different than the reacting videos. I'm making a new series called My Thoughts On. It's complicated. So, yeah, thank you very much for, subscribing, and I'm making this video on the 1st of May, 2023. I'm not sure what, release date this is going to be. I know it's going to be 2024, but this is 2023 video, something like, so I've watched the first season of Never Have I Ever. I'm not saying that in like a rude way or boring way or like, but I just not with it for today. But I am with it. It's complicated as well. So I do like the series. Most Netflix series are bad, good, and meh. There's some teenage shows on Netflix are just so what the heck or what they want to call it, and some are really good, just like, well, I don't know, Never I Ever or Heartstop or Sex Education or what's the other show, I don't know, Stranger Things. So I'm just saying there's some, or probably Young Wilds or whatever that series is called with the bad dubbing because nobody understands Wildy. And I thought that I haven't watched the show yet, Young Wilds. Nothing to do with the royal family. I'm just saying that that show is really bad because I just watched one episode of it like some days ago, or probably months ago, because you're probably watching this in 2024. But or whatever you're watching this. But I mean, like, at the moment, as I said again, this is like the 1st of May 2023. So I mean, like, so yeah, Young Royals. I only watched one episode and it was really bad. Nothing to do with these characters being from having certain whatevers. I'm not going to say too much about that show yet at the moment because I got a lot on my plate when it comes to watching all these films and stuff like that and TV shows. So yeah, if you hear stuff in the background, I'm so sorry. I don't know how doesn't work. It's because I'm not bothered to go next door and say, hey, stop making the noises. So I'm not, so if you hear voices in the background or sounds or whatever in the background, I'm so sorry. Anyway, so Never Have I Ever, even though I'm a late sort of teenage age, if you want to call that, teenage or whatever, some teenage stuff are really good and some are just so rubbish, like, what the heck? And I'm not talking about heck like the sausages heck, I'm talking about heck like down under, and not Australia down under, but so I'm not really sure about these sort of shows that could, like, Never Ever, like, okay, I'm a Christian, alright, so I don't know the history around whatever of this religious thing and thingamajig, so no offense, you won't understand that, because whatever, so because Noah makes a boat, he doesn't make a fence. Noah doesn't, sorry. So yeah, back to this show. I haven't even talked about it yet, so why I'm saying back to the show, I don't know. So yeah, Never Have Ever, I watched the first season of it, and I'm watching probably 3 episodes of season 2 at the moment. Not really, because you're watching this in 2024, so you're whatever. You're not watching this in 2023 because this is 2023 at the moment for me. So so my reaction, my thoughts on. It's not really my thoughts, it's mainly my reaction, but I'm just gonna call it my thoughts because I probably have a different take and opinion about this show. So other religious stuff is too much for me, and some religious stuff is really good. I mean, like, I don't know the difference between Life of Pi and whatever this is, so I'm not sure. But I know that we as religious people, we're strict, you know. But guess what? We all stand together. I know you can read that. It's all weird. But yeah. So, I mean, there's some teenage shows, as I said again, there's some teenage shows that are really, really good and whatever. But I feel like, look, if you're over 20 or something, or you're over 30 or over 19 or something like that, and you're thinking, what the hell are you on about? That's because you haven't seen this show. You probably heard of it by your younger brothers or sisters or whatever who's in their teens and they've watched previous decades of teenage shows, because these days loads of teenagers watch 90s stuff on YouTube or Disney Channel or whatever that I know of, and I just watch whatever I want to watch because I'm sensible. I'm not really sensible because I'm basically talking to a camera, but I'm just saying there's some teenage shows that are really, really good and some are just rubbish, and these are not the rubbish ones, these are the really, really good ones, because some religious stuff, I'm just taking it out there and it's not the point of this video, but some religious stuff are really, really good. But I'm not focusing on the religious bit in this. Well, I am, because I feel so sorry for Debbie or David or whatever, because she has two boyfriends at the moment that I know of. You probably watch all the episodes of the series, yeah, and you think, no, it's this or that, but as I said again, this video it's complicated, guys, because I make these videos and then it drags onto a proper date schedule. So I'm just saying, so I fit in, because in real life I got another job, so going back to YouTube, going back to my job, going to this, going to that, so it's hard. So but anyway, that is a show. I just feel like, what the hell? Oh, sorry. What the heck is this? Because like Kissing Booth. All the 3 films I watched of Kissing Booth, I really, really like. But I got the vibe is Kissing Booth, Tall Girl, Sex Education, and what's the other show? Heartstopper. But Heartstopper I like, kind of, and kind of not, because something else, nothing to do with the LGBT thingy, but something else in general in my head because I lost the plot. So, but these teenage shows are really, really good, and some are just so weird. So these are not the weird ones. If you can't stand teenage shows, even if you are a teenager and you can't stand them and you're into other stuff, so do you, because you won't be interested. But these are some of the teenage shows that don't really focus on the teenage stuff, but they also focus on other stuff. They're like, oh, you move back to this country because we don't really care about the Americans, or we do, but we're just not bothered, really. Or, guess what? Because you're a teenager, you have to face the facts of real life because we're throwing the ashes away from our father. Like, I feel like so sorry for Debbie with this, because some of the episodes, as you probably know, that she says, I wish that you were dead, and I wish that my father was alive. I do get that, but at the same time, your mother means well, even though she's a pain in the whatsits. And I'm not talking about quiffs, because there's some whatsit quiffs that barbecue and are a pain in the neck. But whatever, sorry, bad joke. So, I'm not really sure about this series. There's some, not because of the religious stuff or whatever, there's some similar with religious stuff that are really, really good in some shows and some films, but I'm not concentrating on that. I'm concentrating because we as teenagers, we concentrate on not the good stuff like the birds and the bees, but we're just focused on the other stuff in the show, nothing to do with any sort of teenage stuff, but other things that you relate to characters, or because in real life you have a girlfriend or boyfriend or your job or something or whatever, and you feel like, oh god, because they're doing the wrong thing, and most characters in shows and films, not all of them, but some of them do the wrong thing, and you feel like, oh god. So, I don't know. And just putting that aside as well. So there's lots of things in teenage shows that are really, really good, but when you come to, when you are adult, obviously, things will be different, things will be horrible, when you get old and it's not fair. So, I don't know. So yeah, please check out this show if you're really into these sort of teenage stuff. When it comes to teenage shows, there's some teenage stuff, and I mean, like, putting this aside, also, you know, the LGBT thing with Jig in shows and films these days are really, really good, and some are really, sorry to say this, but it's just too much in your face. Not because I'm being rude about, you know, stuff like this, but I just feel like, you know, but I feel like these sort of shows that do it really, really well with LGBT stuff, and but some are not good, and you know, like Heartstopper, Young Royals, sadly, because Young Royals has a really bad dubbing and you can't stand it. But Aslan, that was bad dubbing, but you like that character, so what the hell are you on about, Craig? I know, but I'm just saying, I can't stand shows like that. But, you know, Heartstopper, Sex Education, this show, or other LGBT shows like, I don't know, It's a Sin. Those shows are really good when it comes to LGBT stuff and or subjects. But some LGBT people, not trying to be rude here, can't stand that the LGBT stuff, but they're into this LGBT stuff. So I don't know, but maybe we won't go there. No pun intended. So I'm just saying, I feel like these sort of shows do it really well because I'm into stuff that isn't in your face, and I'm into stuff that's like laid back sort of LGBT stuff. And Heartstopper does it really well. You know, like, and Sex Education does it really well, and this does it really well. You know, like Never Have I Ever, or you know, other, or It's a Sin, kinda. But these shows are really good with LGBT stuff, and some are not. So I'm just putting it out there. But anyway, what do you think about the show? Like, I'm not really talking about the characters that much because I don't want to give any spoilers. Because with my reaction, I know it's similar to my reaction, but trust me, it's completely different because I'm going to tell you the story properly. But I didn't really tell you much about this show because I want you to watch it and see what you think. But I just put in my thoughts on, not my reaction, because even my reaction, I'll go like, okay, this character did this, or this character do that, and I hate it when they did that, or whatever. So I mean, like, I don't know. It's not bad. It's really, really good. So yeah, put in the comments down below on what do you think. I'll see you all next time, and goodbye.